And chanting is catching that train of eternal flow. It's not something you do. It is something which is doing you. Right now, cosmos is chanting you into form. You are being formed by the cosmos. So what you're doing by chanting is falling in tune with this chant. All you ever experience is this present moment. And that's what Ram means. Ra is the manifestation. What you are seeing right now is Ra. And the one who is aware, the one in you who is aware that there is sound of Satya Ji, there is a computer in front of me, there is a room around me, that awareness is the Ma, the Shiva. Ra is the Narayana and Ma is the Shiva. So now you tell me, how far are you from the Ram right now? Are you at all? Shri Ram Chandra Kripalu Bhaj Man Haran Bhav Bhayo Darunam. Shri Ram Chandra Kripalu Bhaj Man Haran Bhav Bhayo Darunam. Nab Kanj Lochan Kanj Mukh Kar Kanj Pad Kanjarunam. Shri Ram Chandra Kripalu. Kandarp Aganit Amit Chavinav Neel Neeraj Sundaram. Kandarp Aganit Amit Chavinav Neel Neeraj Sundaram. Pat Peet Manahu Tadit Ruchi Shuchi Nami Janaka Sutavaram. Shri Ram Chandra Kripalu Bhaj Man Haran Bhav Bhayo Darunam. Bhaj Deen Bandhu Dinesh Danav Daitya Vanshani Kandanam. Bhaj Deen Bandhu Dinesh Danav Daitya Vanshani Kandanam. Raghunand Anand Kand Kaushal Chand Dashrath Nandanam. Raghunand Anand Kand Kaushal Chand Dashrath Nandanam. Shri Ram Chandra Kripalu Bhaj Man Haran Bhav Bhayo Darunam. Sir Mukut Kundal Tilak Charu Udar Anga Vibhushanam. Sir Mukut Kundal Tilak Charu Udar Anga Vibhushanam. Ajanu Bhuj Shar Chap Dhar. Ajanu Bhuj Shar Chap Dhar. Sangram Jit Khar Dushanam. Shri Ram Chandra Kripalu Bhaj Man Haran Bhav Bhayo Darunam. vadit tulsi das shankar shesh muni man ranjanam iti vadit tulsi das shankar शेष मुनि मन रंजनम मम हृदय कंज निवास गुरु मम हृदय कंज निवास गुरु कामादि कलदल गंजनम श्री रामचंद्र कृपालु भज मन हरण भव भयो दारुणम श्री रामचंद्र कृपालु. Today is about japa, the Ram. I was just reading a story yesterday that one guy went to his, some guru was living in his village and he started to serve him. After 3-4 months, guru said to him that, you are very devoted, so I will give you a mantra and it's very valuable. Don't tell it to anybody, keep it into your heart and start to chant. And so then he told him in his ear the mantra, he said Ram. So this guy really took it into heart and went and started to chant. After a month, he was by Gangaji taking shower. Then he was seeing there hundreds of people dipping into Ganga and going Ram, 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 Ram. So then he had a question, a doubt in him that my guru said keep it secret, but it's very valuable. And these guys, everybody is chanting and So he went to his guru and he asked him that what I should do with this. So his guru gave him a little piece of glass, huge piece of glass, transparent. I said, go and take it to the market and try to sell it. Ask people the price. What is the price of it? So he took it and he went. First he came across a vegetable woman. He asked her that this is I want to sell it. How much you will pay for it? So she looked at it, she thought that maybe it's a beautiful piece, maybe her children would like to play with it. So she said, I can give you 1 kilo potatoes and onions and that will be the exchange price. So he went to the next shop to a kind of a businessman kind of person. So he kind of quoted it, he said, I can give you 100 rupees for it because it's kind of looks like an interesting piece. And so he moved on and he went to one jeweler, person who works with gold. So he looked at it, so he found, wow, this is kind of interesting. It's a kind of diamond. I never seen it like this. So I do not know its value, but I can give you 100,000 rupees for this, And I have to still evaluate, but it looks something very valuable. So he was getting now confused. That first woman was offering him vegetables, now other one was 100, and now this one is saying 100,000. So he went to the one of the topmost diamond jeweler and all that. So he showed him and he said that even if we gather whole India's wealth, it won't be able to pay for this stone. So this is the most valuable. So I do not even know how much to quote for you. And then then he went back to his guru. He said, I am more confused. He said, you just got your answer, So same is with this Ram mantra, depending on your quality, that it can be just a word, Ram. But it's not just a word, Ram, which you, like in today's time, in India, which thing I kind of bothers me a lot is everybody is at any moment saying, Har Har Mahadev, Ram, 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 Ram. It's more like social way of acknowledging, but they do not know the value of the sound of the present. That's what Ram is. We all think you are in present. You aren't present. You never were in present and you never are in present. because you're always living into your thoughts. And to break that cycle, so there are two ways. One is yogic process. You go through the meditations and processes, and then you say, one day I will get to that divine or get to that self-realization. Whereas you are in the self, and its process is all about breaking that pattern slowly and slowly, so that at a last moment you gather your courage and make a jump. Make a jump. You see, when we say that you have to make a jump, final jump into the divine, it's not a jump. This jump is more like settling here, that, I am with you. Take me wherever you want to take me. But what we are doing is, no, I want to go there and there. Will it be okay? Will it support me and all that? But on the reality, you're always here and you don't create any situations. And chanting is catching that train of eternal flow. It's not something you do. It is something which is doing you. Kabir says something very beautiful. He said, before I used to chant Ram, 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 now Ram chants me. And that is truth. Right now, cosmos is chanting you into form. You are being formed by the cosmos. It's the chant of the cosmos. So what you're doing by chanting is falling in tune with this chant. All you ever experience is this present moment. And that's what Ram means. Ra is the manifestation. What you are seeing right now is Ra. And the one who is aware, the one in you who is aware that there is sound of Satya Ji, there is a computer in front of me, there is a room around me, that awareness is the Ma, the Shiva. Ra is the Narayana and Ma is the Shiva. So now you tell me, how far are you from the Ram right now? Are you at all? Every given moment you are into Ram. But why would not agree? Because your whole game ends. Now there is nothing to seek. You are with it. Now you realize this is the boss. And then you realize your stupid ideas. I will do this tomorrow. I will do that tomorrow. Yesterday, why that happened? Seriously, people are suffering not from life. People are suffering from their thoughts. Understand this about any experience, any sickness. You are suffering from your thoughts. You are suffering from the fears created by thought. Otherwise, in reality, what you are facing is this present moment. And if you suddenly stop and freeze and look, you will see it's just silence. And there's a gap. This was the method used by Zen masters. They stopped doing philosophy or Buddhism. They will slap you and give you a shock. And they will say, this is the truth. It's so instantaneous that mind misses it. That's why Hanuman is called Vajra, thunderbolt. This cosmos is a thunderbolt happening, but it is so constant, we look like there's a time going on. Otherwise, you are experiencing just this moment, in this moment, this sound, this presence, this thought, this memory, it's always just this. And once you bring all your attention to this, then you become aware of Ram. There is an experience of a mantra and there is an experiencer of a mantra. So the mantra is, when I say Ram, that is the Shakti. And when I am saying Ram, in that moment I am aware of the Ram, that is the Shiva in me. That is your Shiva and Shakti. Your mother, father together in deep embrace. So here I am making you aware of the alchemy of the mantra. And it's not as boring as the meditations, because once you really plug into the now, then the next thing starts is that Narad says in his Bhakti Sutras that how you know that you are a devotee, that whenever you feel disconnected with Ram, your spirit, your being is restless and in pain because it's not feeling the plug connection. That's how you know you are now becoming a devotee. Because nothing else interests you other than to be with this lightning present. And what is this lightning present? when you have sex, when you have drugs, when you have danger sports, whenever you feel joy, you experience this present moment in its purity. So it's not the woman, it's not the drug, it's not the man which is giving you joy. Through the other, you experience your present being. As I said in a previous post, you experience your electric being. That's what we call Kali. Kali means the electricity of the cosmos, and we are the apps going on. So, in reality, the truth is the electricity. And what is Ram? Ra is the positive, Ma is the negative. And when your tongue strikes the tip of the top of your rooftop of the mouth, that is related with the third eye, Shiva. Tongue is connected with the Kundalini, the Shakti. So when you say Ra, a spark is created, which creates a prana, and it expands Ra. This is a creation of the cosmos in the micro. When you sing Ram, and cosmos disappears into nothingness, and again you come with the Ra. So this is the micro creation and destruction. Same is with your breath. When you breathe in, you take birth. When you breathe out, you die. What happens when a baby is born? It breathes in. What happens when a man dies? Breathes out. So if you want to take away the fear of your death, every moment remember, with each in-breath you taken birth, in each out-breath you are dead. And this in-breath, so life is not a distance between birth and death. Life is a constant rhythm of creation and destruction, creation and destruction. One of the name of Vishnu is like Ugram Viram Mahavishnu Javlantam Sarvato Mukham Narsimham Bhishanam Bhadram Mrityum Mrityum Namamayham. That Vishnu is the death of the death. Present moment is death of a death. Do you know when a child takes birth, death also takes birth? We never think about it. As soon as you are born, death is also born. So it means death is as unreal as the birth. Life is real. And that's why Vishnu is called Mrityum Mrityum. Vishnu is the death of the death. So trust means to realize that I am always facing with this present. So why not devote my total consciousness, body, mind and energy just to this present? Believe me, you will not become useless. You will become super efficient. Somebody asked Osho that, if I surrender everything to divine, then how I will do my life? He said, you don't realize, once you surrender to the divine, to the present, a Mahakaram, the great action will come out of you. You will be surprised how I am managing all this. Thing is, it's not you ever were managing. What we do as an ego, we are constantly hindering what life is trying to do through us. We're constantly interfering with that. We never let it function through us. So when you stop interfering, the light, the joy which is trapped into you, it is released. And you start to flow with the pace of life. When Shiva spoke, when Yudhishthira was told by Bhisham the 1,000 names of Vishnu, then Parvati asked Shiva that Prabhu, there are 1,000 names and everybody cannot know all these names. That how can an ordinary person can chant it and feel this resonance with the present, this Vishnu? So Shiva's answer was, Shri Ram Rameti Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahastra Nam Tatulyam Ram Nam Varanane. That Ram word is as good as chanting 1,000 names of Vishnu. Why is that? It's like if you want to touch the whole building, you have to touch the one brick. So Ram is the micro and the macrocosmos. When you say Ram, This is the prana, this is the Hanuman. And out of this one spark of prana, the whole cosmos is formed. Do you know that in this moment, it's not just you going on, whole cosmos is going on, 7 billion humans are going on, and insects and birds are going on just in this one moment. That is the movement of Ram, the Hanuman, the Ek Onkar. The Onkar, our mind make everything low. Otherwise, if you really think about it, what it means, the present moment, it is infinite and vast. And why we are limited? We have gotten into our thoughts, which create limits and boxes of reality, and we feel trapped. Otherwise, present moment is you keep on expanding and expanding. When you listen to something, like in my background there are bells of a temple. The bell is the Ra, you who is listening is the Ma. That is the silent chant which you can do also. Each sense is an appearance in your consciousness. Each thought is an appearance in your consciousness. Each emotion is an appearance in your consciousness. And you don't have to do something to be aware. You are hearing a sound because it's Ram, means there is awareness and energy. Shakti comes together with Shiva. When people first time go to a guru, they always ask the student that worship Shakti and you will find Shiva. In modern language, be total in your action, you will realize the awareness. People try to become aware. No, you just be all there. This cosmos is happening because there is a awareness. Otherwise, without awareness, without consciousness, there is no nature. So, nature, Shakti and Shiva appear together. I cannot say first my right hand comes up in life, then my left hand comes up. I come up together with both hands. So that is the yin and yang. That is the male-female. Movement and awareness. Active and passive. If you look at my hand, this is Ra, rising up like a fire. And this is Ma, settling like water. Two basic ingredients in life to form the life. Fire has a wisdom. It is stored into your water as an experience. That's how it becomes your thoughts and your actions. Same is true with the water from the rivers. It takes wisdom from the sun and it enters the trees and becomes flowers. Water is a carrier of electricity. So when you're right now, cosmos is chanting you into form. You are being formed by the cosmos. It's the chant of the cosmos. So what you're doing by chanting is falling in tune with this chant. Ram, you are recharging your whole system of water inside you. And how we are contaminated? We are filled with infinite frequencies of different sounds, different energies. So you are going to replace that and make it just that one cosmic vibration of Ram, Ram, Ram. So this is the micro of the cosmos, the pure present. So what we call Ram, see, this is a misconception has happened in our culture, is that we started to associate the word with Dashrath's son Ram. Of course, he was Avtara, there is no question about it. But name Ram existed before Ram, because that implied the creation and destruction, the Ram, the present. So any moment you feel lost, just by saying Ram, not just getting attached to the word, become aware of the Ram, this present moment. Yeah, of course, it's difficult to imagine this can be Ram. This life, are you serious? This is Ram? But that's how it is. Because it's Rudra and Bhadra. It's ferocious and ugly. It is beautiful and soft together. And that is the most difficult thing about life. When we are in suffering, we start to say, why this is happening to me? I haven't seen a single person when he's full of joy and he goes up to God, why the joy is happening to me? Why you are giving me so much joy? What's wrong? What did I do right? So then you create the right balance. If you question suffering, question the joy also. It's like you say, I love my girlfriend or my lover only the right side, not the left side. Of course, the other side will slap you in the face. And that's what we are getting slapped by the Shakti. You say, give me happiness and I don't want suffering, and then she slaps you with other. How dare you reject half of me? And we still don't get the lesson. Then it's okay, I think slap is my reality. So you cling on. So you don't let any happiness in. But essentially you have to realize, like in breath and out breath, there is a rhythm. Things come, things go, nothing stays. Good news and bad news, nothing stays. This is getting established into your center, not getting lost into the negative thought, positive thought. You know it is coming and it is going. And this is getting into the, in bhakti they call it lay, a kind of, I don't know what's the English word for it, a kind of music starts in you, because it's not just a balance, there's a music going on inside us. But this music is distracted, you think negative, positive, why this is happening. Your mind is constantly chanting many, many mantras. And your mind is distracted with that. But when you come to, so another thing to understand is why they said that in Kali Yuga, chanting name will be the way, not any meditation practices. The reason is that you're suffering from millions of thoughts. And you try to do vipassana or those kind of meditations, you briefly touch your no mind, so-called, but again, thoughts enter. Most of the people who are trying to get into spiritual life, they are rejective of the mind. They are judging their mind. Oh, I have thoughts. Why I have this? And you're creating a duality within your mind about yourself. So, Naam means you converge. You cannot drop your mind, but you converge your whole mind into one thought, one mantra. Then your mind becomes very potent. Right now your mind is very weak. It is leaking out in thousands of thoughts. So this is one of the dangers also of chanting name. If your heart is not pure, full of devotion, you will have powers. Many yogis, they start with chanting name, but later on powers start to come. They can heal, they can read thoughts, because when you're really in present, you get tuned to everything around you. In that you will catch frequencies. You can even put your will into one thought and people will start to follow your energy. That's how many gurus are using their charisma to make some magic happen. But that is interference. Usually when you say a name, name means going outwards. You are expanding outwards. Hey Ram, and you're going out. But in this Ram, you are converging in. You are entering deeper into this which is making sound in you. When somebody went to Sri Ramana Maharishi and he was chanting Shri Ram, Jai Ram, and so Ramana Maharishi said to him, you cannot chant without the self. At one point you realize the one who is making the chant is the Ram. If you are crazy enough, if you are mad enough, start to address this body, this sound as Ram, not something out there, something right here. Then you will not say, I realized something, because every moment you are realizing that it is Ram. That's why Krishna says in Gita that a yogi experiences like a keyhole. He has some idea of suffering. Through his practices, he goes like this, seeing very limited of life, and reaches a liberation and basically misses most of the fun of life. And the same is with the worldly person. He wants certain things and he gets them, he thinks he got it. But a devotee, a bhakt says, I do not want liberation. I do not want samsara or the world. I want to walk with you. That means, like I said in my first video, that a bhakt is a mahabhokta, means the great enjoyer. Normal people are very little, few things enjoy, rest they avoid. But being devotee means you enjoy the suffering also, because it's also the form of the Ram. It's also the Ram. And that is the dare. It's easy when it's bliss. Yes, I want bliss, I want to be with Ram. But can you do that when you're suffering? That this is also Ram, and you relax with it, you embrace it, you contain it. That containing, that suffering makes you capable to contain the experience of cosmos. Otherwise, you will die of the shock. It's an electric cosmos. Right now, you can't handle 20 watts of your life. People get too much happy news, they have a heart attack. People get little suffering, they have a heart attack. Imagine you feel this joy and infinity. Most of the people who get enlightened, suddenly they die immediately, because their body system cannot contain that experience of this thunderbolt which is happening. So chanting is like slowly electrocuting yourself beautifully. Ram, Ram, Ram. So you can handle the more charge. So this is not a so-called spiritual process. I do wake up Kundalini and get there. None of that. Here you are addressing the total. You are not dividing that this one chakra, then the top chakra, there is a lower chakra and upper chakras. Everything is Ram, and you address. So your body also is the Ram. So it is with any mantra. When you chant a Durga mantra, address your own body and energy around you as Om Dum Durgaya Namah. But what people are addressing? A concept of Durga in their head. What people are addressing? A concept of Ram in their head. But whereas Durga, Ram, Shiv, they're the live phenomenons. And closest of cosmos to you is you. Why you are anywhere else into concept? But you see, it is scary. Then you are all on your own with yourself. And you do not know what to do. You do not need to know what to do. Difference between yogi and a bhakt is, what is the last step for a yogi of liberation? That is the first step for a bhakt. Yogi says, with awakening Kundalini, I will one day get there, and then I will have my experience of Sachidanand. Because bhakt doesn't think technically. He says, no, this is Ram going on. So I will stay with it. I will constantly be with it. No matter what it shows me, I will be with it. So that's what Vipassana, for example, is a deepest devotional meditation. We think it's a technical meditation. No. You just be with your breath present. You are present with the cosmos. Open your heart and just be with your friend. And you are in devotion. You are in bhakti. When I first came to Rishikesh, I was very scared. I was kind of wondering what will happen with my life and this and that. So this Baba laughed at me. He said that a sutra for you will be, he said in Punjabi, so I will translate it. He said, your sutra will be, so usko bolo, aan de. Means tell him, let it all come. I am not scared. Bring me more pain, bring me more suffering. I don't care. Bring it on. And see, just by that, your whole quantum of life changes. Because you are thinking, this shouldn't happen, that shouldn't happen. But you say, okay, let it come. And that is the first courage which devotee takes, which yogi takes in the last step. So, for such, Krishna says, I break my own rules. मैं अपने नियम तोड़कर भागा आता हूं उनसे मिलने. Don't think only you are eager to meet. That is also eager to meet you. You see, it must be so frustrating for divine. Because 7 billion people, nobody is here with him. Everybody is saying future or past. You see, I am here, man. What are you looking for? What techniques you are doing? I am here. So, God must be very sad, I feel. Everybody is saying, give me liberation, or everybody is complaining that this is not good, make that happen or that happen. But nobody is saying, wow, beautiful. Give me more pain. I welcome it. It was genius pain. It was genius happiness. Once you become like that, then you really invite the cosmos. So it is very important to fall in tune with life, is to accept the suffering also as a part of complete picture. So now coming to the chanting aspect. So before we get into that, there are three kinds of bhaktis which you need to understand. There is sattvic bhakti, and there is a rajasic bhakti, and there is a tamasic bhakti. I am not asking you to choose. I am saying that you will need these three kind of bhaktis any time of your day. So thank you to Shri Guru Shri Ramakrishna, because I was listening to his, then it made me clear also that why I am going through these three phases of bhakti. I did not know these were three phases, but I was always judging that why it is like this. So he said that sattvic bhakti is something which happens to you alone in nature or quietly in the dark time. You're sitting in the bed, you're just softly chanting or just being with the life, saying Ram, Ram, and nobody knows anything. Rajasic bhakti is that you're more into decoration and drama. You put on the great picture or whatever, big Om, and put on the golden mala with Rudraksh and put on agarbatti and everything, and then you put on some music and you say Ram, Ram, Ram. That is also, nothing is rejected, by the way. Tamasic bhakti is you go crazy. Ram, 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 Ram. You see, for example, Sufi method for transformation was that they were going hoo, 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 hoo. Because in this madness, your mind has no time to think. It becomes just one sound and one movement. It is so powerful. That's why I asked you to do shaking. So you have to start with the tamasic bhakti so that it cleanses your system. So you start to chant, then when you are alone, start to chant crazily and loud. Ram, 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 and let your body shake. You will feel craziness coming. But your mind is on Ram, 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 Ram. Because what is happening is, because we are in low energy, so our mind is scattered into past and future. When you are keeping your mind intentionally on one word, energy starts to build up. That's why the craziness comes. You're not creating it. You see, if you really stay in the present moment long enough, which will be 3 seconds or more, you will feel you're getting jerks. Because your electricity is now gathering into the body and you start to feel tremblings. People freak out. I do meditation and why I'm feeling trembling? Why I'm feeling this shaking happening? Because first time your mind is coming into balance and energy is converging into the present. So you slowly train yourself through this tamasic practice of shaking, and so your body can able to contain the present. Why you think enlightened people look so radiant? Because their bulb is on. Our bulb comes on and off, because negative, positive, past, present is constantly leaking us out. But when you're negative, positive, where they meet, the future and past, where they meet in the present. And that's why I am able to make a sound, that's why you are able to listen. So this is where you meet everybody in this present. Ram, you meet here. Krishna, you meet here, which is the totality of the cosmos. Shiva, which is the awareness of the cosmos. Durga, which is the Shakti of the cosmos. Ganesha, which is the sound Om and its manifestation, but it's all the present flame. So japa is a way to connect with the present flame. So tamasic bhakti, rajasic bhakti, sattvic bhakti. Because we are modern culture with fashion and all, so a little bit rajasic bhakti will also do. Put on your hair nice and put whatever lipstick and whatever you want to, because you are going to meet the Ram. So why you want to go all a beggar dress and design yourself and really and put on incense and all, and then you say Ram, Ram, Ram. So with some people this works, because depending on your quality of your being. In the beginning it will be good that you do it loud. I personally love to do loud. I love to go to jungle and go a bit crazy, because one thing about loud and active is that it doesn't, no matter what the mind is suffering from, you're going, oh my God, I don't know there is anything, what I am doing. You just suddenly, with your power, break those barriers. You just go Ram, Ram, Ram. That sound overwhelms your negativity. You see, This is how this energy technique works. You don't figure it out psychologically. I don't know if you have noticed or not, sometimes you are very down and all. When you get angry, suddenly everything disappears and you are back in action. Even though you get troubles from others, what happened? Your fire broke through and broke all the barriers which were there. So it's good sometimes, and do it from the belly. So as I say to you that you move your spine round circles, so you become aware of your center, the navel center. And the chant should come from the belly, not from your throat, not from your mind, from the belly. So you can do this. This connects you with your navel center, putting not in front of your chest, I'm showing you. Because right hand over top, it connects you with your Swadhisthana. This is Buddha's mudra also, and it integrates you with your Shakti. And then there are many mudras. You can do research on internet, you will find. But do not just do experiment, best simple mudra, stay with. Best is this. It keeps circulating your energy within you. For example, Om chanting or any chanting, if you do it like this, energy circulates, because hands are the leakage of energy. So this stops the leakage. So with the loud, when you do Ram, 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 your tongue, which is the belly center, navel center, Swadhisthana, it is related with that. It is touching the third eye, the Shiva, on the top of the roof of the mouth. When you say Ram, 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 do it with your whole body. So your whole body vibrates. So it is not a mental word, it's a vibrational frequency. As I told you, this is Ra. Ra means fire, means uprising energy. Ma means water, the downgoing energy. A rhythm of this is basically your whole life is. When you take a foot forward, that is Ra. When you put your heel down, that is the Ma. And then you shift your foot and you push down with the ball of your foot forward, that is Ra, fire. And your heel, in Tai Chi also, ball of the foot is the fire and heel of the foot is the water. These are two yin yang energies. Your right side is the fire, left side is the water. So more you become aware of these two dynamics, more balanced your life becomes. So Ram mantra starts to balance your yin yang energies. It starts to balance your opposites within you. For example, A means the present moment. A represents the heart center. When you say Ram, Ra, the manifestation, Ma, the awareness, and what is present, pure present, is called A, Ram. So the point in chanting is that engage your whole body, not just your mind in the beginning. Then you will start to feel the juice of it. And after chanting half an hour, don't do counting, because it's not a deal with the God. So don't do counting. That is for mantras when you want some powers, that is a deal. So for that you have to follow the rules. But in this, enjoy chanting, the sound. It will also release you emotionally, because we are stuck with our sounds. Instead of trying to alter things, if you just harmonize and tune your instrument, whatever has to go away will go away. Whatever has to enter, it will enter. But you don't make choices that I should have more money, I should have that, or I should have that. Because then it's a misuse of mantra. It's kind of a black magic. So loud chanting from the belly, and if possible, during that you can really sway your spine also, because it will activate Durga, the core power, and engage Ram, 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 Ram. So in that movement, dissolve into it and keep your attention on the word Ram. So in your mind, nothing else should go on while you're chanting Ram, Ram, Ram. Because usually how people do chanting, their body is doing Ram, 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 and their mind is going into imaginations, imagining many things. So whenever, bring it back into the present. Ram, 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 Ram. Then be still. You can still keep on moving, or be still and do it in the mind. Don't let any other thought comes in. Ram, 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 you're going on. Then the third step is, now become absolutely still and listen the vibration. Listen the silent sound which is vibrating into your body, which we call Ekonkar, the Om, the Anahat Nad. Because every sound, every mantra is coming out of the sound of Om. What is a mantra? Is a tongue rhythm. Ram. Otherwise, it's just Ram, Ram, and the lips. Otherwise, it's a constant sound. So, this is what the shift in spirituality is. Usually, we are lost into the words. Once you start to focus on the sound, for example, in meditation, they ask you to focus between the gap between two thoughts. Usually, we are focused on thought to thought to thought. But change of the frequency into meditation is you don't focus on thoughts, you focus on the gaps between the thoughts. They will start to become bigger. When you focus on thoughts, then more thoughts come. When you focus on the gap, your gap starts to become bigger and bigger. So that is something technical. You don't need to do that because you will go crazy. Because once you think I want to see the gaps, that will be another thought. So then you'll go more crazy. Okay, there was a gap, but you lost the gap when you said there was a gap. And you lose the present moment when you say, I am in present moment. No, you lost it. You missed the train. When you are in present, you never come to know you are in present. When you are in gap, you don't come to know you are in gap. So make an effort, do loud chanting, then do it in the mind, then just offer your totality. And the second thing, which was that to writing Rama mantra. So the reason for that is in writing, you are manifesting. Maybe in chanting you are doing it inside, but when you are writing, you see, hands represents your heart because manifestation center. So this way you're training your consciousness to manifest that divinity. So writing is the best because in that your mind is engaged, your body is engaged. And you start to, in Hindi you start Ram, Ram. I first used to judge people who were doing that, 4 or 5 years back till then I was thinking, yeah, why they write this? This is such ridiculous. But when I started to do it, I've seen that one of the most powerful methods around even in Tantra, they're very simple. And maybe that's how they are hidden. Because they carry such a potential. Because with writing Ram, you are with the micro Ram, the present. So Nim Karoli Baba says, write it quietly, without any thoughts. Just become the writing. And that very movement is the Ram. So celebrate that movement of writing Ram, Ram. And get used to that, first the boredom of present, but then you will become aware of the ecstasy of the present. You see, why people don't like the present moment is it's so boring, because mind is finding no subjects to play with. But once you really settle here, then you feel you start to expand, because present is the expansion every direction. A one ray of light is going in one direction, but then you become like sun. You are going in every direction. So that's what presence is. You become like sun. Mind is like a singular line of intention and light going in one direction. Presence means going, and that's what love is. And movement of, linear movement of passion, of energy is passion, and expanded movement of energy is compassion. You are just shining with your presence. And your presence is not just presence, it is also love, it is also wisdom, it's also creativity. Wisdom means to see, but you can see only when you are present. So in this writing, so write with the whole body. Don't write only with your fingers. Feel that your whole body is engaged into writing Ram. So writing movement is the present movement. And most of you know how to write in Hindi, so I will show you for some people who do not know Hindi, so I will do it big way, in a like big letters, so you know the how to write it. Jeet? Okay, where is, I can't see it here. Okay, I have to change it here.
So can everybody see from the phone? Yeah.
Okay, for example, show it closely. So this is my fun which I have. Because I tell you, whenever you're feeling scattered or anything, just sit down, write 108 times Ram Ram, and notice you will feel. Because what energetically we need engagement and consistent flow of energy, that what mantra gives you, that what writing a divine name also gives you, a consistent constant flow of energy and movement, and that integrates you. If you sit down and try to be silent, it won't work. But if you start to hum or chant or start to write, it also actually increases your wisdom. I realized when I started to write, even my writing became better. Not beautiful. Okay, so let me show you guys. So do it from that side, so that front side, so that it can be. So basically you can figure out from books also, mostly Indians will know how to write this. So I'll read big way. So this is Ra, Ra, A, Ma, and you make a line on top. And each movement has to be conscious. You are doing with awareness the whole writing. So here, reason for writing another is this, that this action of writing Ram is Ram. Even when you're walking, you see, when I say Ram, essentially it's an action which I'm calling Ram, right? Similarly, you're walking, you're doing any action is yin and yang, is Ram. So that will come later. Once you're ingrained into present, then you will see even walking is like a japa. Because you're always in the present with the Ram, so whatever you do is also the movement of Ram. So that is the climax of bhakti, that 24/7 you are constantly engaged with the present from the heart, So you are the Ram. And for some people, during the daytime, when you're moving around, keep this chanting inside. Some people can see, if you want to balance your negative positive energies, you do Sitaram. It is yin yang energy. Ram becomes very condensed. That's good for sadhana. But when you're moving in your everyday life, in your mind, it balances your Ida Pingla. When you say Sitaram, Sitaram, inside your mind. So it develops your presence and it develops your negative positive energies balance. Within few days, you will find your behavior is becoming more balanced with situations. And Ram is more like an intense fire. So that is good for sadhana alone. But when you're walking around, you can do Sita Ram or Shri Ram. Depends what suits you. You have to see what resonates. Sita Ram is very powerful because it balances your dualities and it brings it is so powerful that any kind of negative impacts disappear, even your body order starts to change. Because once your chemical balance happens by constant mind staying into the balance of Sita Ram, Sita Ram, Sita Ram. Because mind needs a constant engagement, so it goes from thought to thought. So you learn to bring it to one mantra. You are sitting by the railway station waiting for train or sitting in a cafe, don't just think around and open your smartphone. That is the biggest sadhana. Like, as soon as your hand goes for smartphone, what I am doing, is it needed, and bring it back, and you will happen again and again. Instead, let your mind stay with one word and keep doing that. And that will make your mind very powerful, because when you are maintaining with one sound, your energy starts to circulate and your energy starts to expand. Then when you apply a mind, so be careful when you're chanting, your word will become powerful. Whatever you say will manifest. So be careful not to say anything negative about yourself or about others. Otherwise you are creating a karma. So, because right now it's good, our thoughts are scattered, so whatever we say doesn't work. But when you're chanting, be careful what you even think of yourself, because that thinking will manifest into your body. So it's better not to ask anything. I want you to know that Ram is considered the source of all mantras, because the first brick use of tongue, Ram, is the smallest movement. Rest mantras are long touch of the tongue and movement and the lips. So once you become established into Ram, then if there is a need, the other mantra will come to you, because you are not right now aware of the resonance your body is creating. You do not know its music. When new mantra comes into your life, what happens is that because you are in tune with the music of your own body, then your system will attract a mantra if that is the need. You see, I am prescribing water. I am not prescribing a specific medicine to you. So these are the easy mantras, simple mantras. They are the base of our existence. So it doesn't need a prescription from a guru. Yes, Diksha helps, because it's not just the word Ram. When Guru tells you Ram, he's transferring a power, energy, and the sound of mantra. So it kind of, he's sowing a seed into you. And that's why I gave you a lecture of 1.5 hours, so your mind becomes open and starts to see the importance and get into it. And not everybody is going to get initiated. So that initiation is that once your commitment happens, remember that is very important, that once you start to chant a mantra, you have to trust it and commit to it. Only then it responds back. Not here randomly you do a here and there. That is not the point here. And sometimes Diksha is needed when there are complex mantras. You need to have that, right? For example, Ram is like, you see, it's interesting. My friend was telling me that you're telling people mantras, but they are to be initiated. Everybody's way is not mantra. I said, in today's time of internet, we have billions of crowd mantras going on in our head. So giving one mantra will not damage you at all, So this is kind of, look at the times we are living. At least it will organize your chaos into one sounds. Then you will see it works for you or not, So anyway, our consciousness mind is very, and you will know. After chanting a mantra for a few days, you will notice how your body is reacting, So sometimes you can do Sita Ram or Shri Ram or even Krishna. Depends where you feel more body is feeling at ease. Benefit of giving a Diksha by a Guru is that he sees your type and he tells you which music will work for you. Okay. That is the right mantra giving. It's not that I follow a tradition, I give you that tradition. It may not work for you. So it's a music. And that's the thing. Each mantra has a music. That's what Siddhi of mantra is. You become aware of its music which happens. And that is where you're going the deeper layer of the mantra. Not only the sound of the mantra, the emotion behind the mantra also. I am telling you this chanting as from a bhakti dimension. But many have used the name chanting as a sadhana or a self-remembering practice. For example, when you say Sita Ram, while you're saying it Sita Ram, that Sita Ram is the Shakti, and one who is aware is the Shiva. So it becomes a self-remembering practice when you say Sita Ram in your mind. In that moment, you become aware of yourself being here and doing Sita Ram, Sita Ram. So during the day, it's a good practice that you have the Sita Ram kind of thing. That when you have to think other things, do other things, you use that. But when your mind is idle in between, so you bring it back to Sita Ram, you come here. And on deeper level, you realize then it goes on as a remembrance of the divine. It's not about chanting the word. When you're saying Sita Ram, you're addressing the present energy and present manifestation and its awareness. So this is all energy and it's manifesting. So energy is the Sita and its manifesting is the Ra and its awareness is the Ma. So don't get trapped into the word either. So for example, when you are aware of your movements, you are into Sita Ram. So of course, Buddhist can do it technically, like just being aware. But in a devotion, you can do it more like with the heart, that you are with the present live cosmos and you're walking, it's the movement of the cosmos. This is what we do in Tai Chi. You don't say, I am moving my arms. You are seeing each movement as the movement of cosmos. That is kind of deeper mantra. So when you're walking, feel it's not your movement, it's the movement of cosmos. In that moment, you are into bhakti space. Now you are in a state of surrender. You are in a state of let go. And things are moving and you are just walking. It's not your walk. And that's what non-doer means. That's what surrendering means. It's not a concept. You start to see in your every action, this is the highest offering, that my action, I am not the doer. You are just accommodator. You accommodate an action, you happen. You never take a claim. That is the point. That is how it starts. that first you do an action and don't take the credit. Then while you are in the action, you will start to see you're not doing it, it's happening. That happening brings out the best in humans. Most of the artists, most of the dancers says, I don't know what happened, it just took over and I did this. They did not do it. It happens through them. So this overtaking is what, so with the devotion, it's better if, like not better, if you can understand art, if you can with artistic inclination, if you sing, if you do anything creative, you will come in more in touch with this aspect of juice, action and surrender. So essentially you need to remember, it's like Ramakrishna gives an example. When the hen is sitting on her egg, she seems to be looking outside, but her attention, not the physical warmth, her attention is with the egg. That's what hatches the egg. So her presence there. So, for example, our actions need just 10% of our attention in usual life, but we give all our chaos to it. So inwardly, you are kind of center of the mandala. Around you, the action is happening. So from the mind sense, Sita Ram kind of mantra becomes your center nail of your attention. You stay with the present, but you keep on doing your action. So you don't have to force it. It's more like in Hindi we call it Simran, remembrance. You remember the present. You vibrate with the present. You remember the divinity which you are in. A name chanting can help you, your mind, to come to this. But once you come here, once you reach here, it dissolves by itself, because mantra also has to be dropped after some time. It's not that once you say Ram Ram, and when Ram is here, you don't keep on saying Ram Ram. He says, yeah, tell me. You don't say Ram Ram Ram. You say, tell me, man, what do you want? So you start to interact. You start to have a interaction, yeah. So chanting during the day helps you to not control, but bring back your mind back to yourself. Because instead of losing your mind into many, many thoughts, Sita Ram, this kind of mantra, if you can really, with the will, can manage during the day, notice within 2-3 hours, you will feel very powerful and integrated. Because then you realize your thoughts are leaking you out. 10-20 things during 1 hour goes and you are leaked out. But if you keep on intentionally walking on the road, driving a scooter, sitting in a bus, your mind is focused, and make your eyes still, looking in one place, and inside you are going Sita Ram. You can close your eyes. And I tell you my clue, learn to be a little bit crazy. Don't care what people think. If suddenly during walking on the road you feel Sita Ram, joy is coming, you start to go Sita Ram, Sita Ram. Don't care, because sometimes we repress our joys for the sake of people. And this is one of the conditions for devotion, that you have to learn to be crazy also a little bit. Because this is ego which don't want to be crazy. Otherwise, when you go into a jungle, just dance and you will see it's very easy to get in tune with Ram. Just chanting is a little boring, but when you start to dance and Ram and you say, it's kind of your child comes out. So I would suggest dance also. Shake your body, dance and chant. That is the most beautiful way. Finally, this is what I want to tell people. This is just to get you ready. Then I will say, just start to jump and go Ram, 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 Ram. I do it like this. Ram, 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 Ram. It's changing tune every moment. Ram, 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 Da. And God also likes it, because wow, that's nice. Otherwise it's so boring. 100,000 times Ram, 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 Ram. Okay, you get liberation and get out, man. You're really killing me. But when you say Ram, Ram, you say, wow. Tell me more. Liberation not yet. I tell you, if he likes your song, he will not give you liberation. He will keep you engaged for galaxies after galaxies, because he's a good singer. He appreciates my forms. Let's keep him around. Shri Ramachandra मुख कर कुंज पद